Hey all, and welcome back to the HSC playthrough of Super Mario Bros. 3. With Larry and Morton Cooper Jr. defeated, it's time to move to the seaside.
Now, Tom was scolding me for talking about colour theory stuff in the last part, but right off the bat, the first thing I want to say is how gorgeous this deep blue water looks.
Yes, even I, such a plebeian, can appreciate the dark blues of the sea.
It does look really pretty here, and again, it's another one of these things that I think greatly benefited from the All-Stars enhancement here. It just does it really well. And when it comes to the elemental tropes of platformer games, we always go to the fire and the ice levels as being the memorable ones that you look at and you think, this is a really cool area, I'm glad that this is here. But water levels are kind of like a close third for me. I look at this and I just think, yeah, this is a good setting for this kind of thing. This leaves an impression.
Let's have a look. What are the most common level tropes in video games?
Just off the top of my head, we have grassland, desert, water, fire, ice.
Let's see. Grassland, ice and fire, industrial factory, and sewers underground.
Sewers wouldn't necessarily come to mind, although there is a pipe level in this game, so I guess that is technically true.
Well, they gotta get their weed from somewhere.
Christ.
Low-hanging fruit, I know, whatever.
I'm glad you took the brunt for that, because I did make a joke like that last time too, but
Oh, this guy. I forget his name, but he will become a staple in Mario as well.
Is this meant to be an early version of Big Bertha, or is that something else?
Let's have a look here. Thank God I keep Google open for these. Big Bertha, Mario. I just caught an image of Big Bertha from the Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon show. Not a fan.
I was going to say, I remember Big Bertha from the film. Jesus Christ.
Yes, that was the black lady in the red get-up. I'm seeing a picture of her now. Memories come flooding back, not all of them positive.
It was a fun film, okay? Yeah, I might have been getting a little bit impatient there, if you can't tell.
So how do you feel about the fortresses? They're not quite dungeons, but sometimes you will have to take specific routes in order to get through them.
Some of them I will say, and I did sort of allude to this in some of the earlier Mario playthroughs as well, that I prefer more linear level designs. I'm not that big of a fan of the maze levels, the figure out the right door kind of levels. And that's why I'm really not a fan of the boo houses in World as well, because that's basically the central theme of those levels.
Can't believe we haven't said a single thing about Boom Boom. Yeah, it really is quite sad considering he would go on to become a staple as well. A staple of really easy bosses.
Well, are you going with Boom Boo or King Boo there? Because they're different characters.
Boom. His name is Boom Boom Cooper.
Oh, I heard you as Boom Boo, and I was thinking, what, the SA2 guy?
Yeah, it's okay. I can't talk, you can't talk. We're a commentary group and none of us can fucking talk. Good job I only did this for almost 20 years.
It's fine. We can be mediocre at this instead of bad at something else. It all works out.
Yeah, that's the universe telling us to stay in our lane, really. Now, Lakitu first appeared in Mario 1, right?
Yeah, some of the later levels, Lakitu would be there dropping their things on your head, and they were in really annoying placements, so yeah, I have not great memories with Lakitu across the board, really.
They're called Spinies, I think you'll find.
I was thinking, what, did he drop Spinies? And then I just second-guessed myself at the last second there.
What, was he dropping napalm? Will he have to answer for his crime soon?
I don't know, I didn't know if we got a censored version or something.
Yeah, everything's worse in the power region. Ironically named, because it ain't your friend.
There were actually some interesting changes in the PAL version of Mario 1. They fixed some of the hitbox things from the NTSC one in our version. So there's bloopers. If you stood on the seafloor perfectly still in the NTSC version, the bloopers couldn't hit you. But for the PAL 1, for some reason they made them just go like a pixel or two lower so they could.
Yeah.
And there's other things like, one of the levels, I forget which one, like the Koopas with the wings would just jump over you. And like it would be set so that if you just stood still at the start, the Koopa would miss you. They made him start, again, a few pixels to the side so he would. And it's like, what a fucking arbitrary change. Like, are we not suffering enough playing this at 50 Hz? Come on, throw us a bone here.
I've spent so much of my time just stomping Koopas, you wouldn't believe.
Thank you, Chris.
I've actually started watching Parks and Recreation with my mum, and lots of Chris Pratt in that. I believe he disappears in, like, the 6th season, because that's when Guardians of the Galaxy came around.
Okay.
It's an auto-scroller flame.
I was waiting for you to kind of pick up the slack for the auto-scroller, because I have literally nothing that isn't just whining.
Fair enough. Here's the thing. The release for the original NES version of the game, Japan got it in 1988. America got it in 1990. We didn't get it until August of 91. And it's kind of funny because between the Japanese and North American releases, there would be a pretty infamous advertisement in the form of the movie The Wizard.
Okay, this is going over my head, so you may need to elaborate.
In that period of time, I will find the exact thing right here, but there was a movie called The Wizard. It starred Fred Savage. It's basically about like a video game tournament. I'm paraphrasing here, so if I get details wrong, SpaghettiOs. But the final thing was a re-reveal even, for North American audiences, of Super Mario Bros. 3.
Alright.
And somehow, like, the guys playing it were finding secrets and whatnot, even though they shouldn't have really known how to at that point. But it also featured the Power Glove.
Oh, is that the Power Glove, it's so rad thing?
It's so bad.
Like, I've heard so many fucking parodies of that, I'm conflating it with the actual thing.
Yeah, so The Wizard is a 1989 American adventure comedy drama directed by Todd Holland. Not really sure of his credits here. Starred Fred Savage, Jenny Lewis, Beau Bridges, Christian Slater, and Luke Edwards. It was also Tobey Maguire's uncredited film credit.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so there you go.
I know him as Spider-Man and nothing else.
Yeah, and boy, that Power Glove sure was bad, because I'm pretty sure the dude who was, like, showing it off turned out to be a registered sex offender in later life.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What was the Power Glove actually used for? Like, what games did that work with? Because, like, I've only ever seen the physical form factor of it and never actually in use.
Well, you could, like, map... Well, I might be confusing this with, like, other accessories that came after the fact that were also gloves. But, let's have a look here. It has a traditional NES controller buttons on the forearm, as well as a program button and buttons labelled 0 to 9. I'm just directly reading this off the Nintendo fandom wiki, whatever. The user presses the program button and a numbered button to input commands. Oh, so you can pinpoint stuff, exactly. There's games such as Super Glove Ball and Bad Street Brawler, which is a beat-em-up. It sold 100,000 units. It made 88 million. Games specifically made for the Power Glove were commercial failures, so...
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the thing with, like, the... you know, like, extra gimmicky controllers that come out. It's like, you can make them look cool, but if they don't have the support, they're just not gonna last long. And, like, we also had things, like, much later on, like, a lot of the Wii accessories that sort of had a similar kind of fate of, like, people remember the Wii Zapper being a thing, but it's like, we had Link's crossbow training, and Link's crossbow training. Woo!
Yeah, that one I would say was much more successful than the Power Glove. The game that showed it off in The Wizard was Rad Racer, I believe.
That's where I was getting the that's so rad confusion from, Christ. But yeah, like, that was obviously a much more experimental time, you know, like, the NES was, like, setting the foundation for what Nintendo were doing in the industry. Yes, I see him just yapping away there. And it's like, yeah, not all the experiments from that era stuck around, and some of them, I'm kind of glad about that.
Yeah, although there was that one sweet extending arm that's popped up periodically in various spin-offs and whatnot.
There was also Rob.
Yeah, he's cool.
He didn't do much that was actually gonna stick around, but like as a design, like he was a cool design for a robot.
He showed up in the Mario Galaxy movie where they just completely ripped off the sloth gag from Zootopia.
Okay.
I'll admit, I got some laughs in the cinema when my mum and I went to go see it. We go see the Mario and Sonic movies together.
That's fair enough, yeah. I suppose the thing is, with a lot of like films that are obviously like made with younger children in mind, you can get mileage out of simple jokes like that. So yeah, you know, like it's the same sort of thing that I kind of felt with the Sonic films of like, I don't necessarily find all of these jokes funny, but I understand why they're there.
Yeah, absolutely. I give a lot of leeway to the Sonic movies. Hey, Wendy O. Cooper.
I think she was the one who was a Milli Vanilli fan in the cartoon, which was very funny.
That sounds about right, because I also remember Peach wearing a Milli Vanilli shirt.
That's one of them things that, like, it got funnier over time for various reasons.
It's like a fine wine, that joke. Interestingly, the voice actress from that cartoon reprised, well, not so much reprised her role, but made a cameo voice appearance in the first Mario movie. She's the one who is in the advertisement for Mario Brothers Plumbing.
I did remember hearing that. That's really cool, yeah. I'd mostly like those kind of, like, I suppose a lot of people refer to them as mythology gags, where it's like, if you know, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like, when it's just like little throwbacks that like, most people ain't gonna notice that. But for the people who do, it's like, oh, that's cool.
Well, in the first Sonic movie, one of the generals at the table where they discussed Robotnik was Gary Chalk, who, if you're a Sonic fan, you might know as the voice of Robotnik in Sonic Underground.
Yep, for all the huge fans of Sonic Underground out there.
Hey, well, he was also Optimus Primal in Beast Wars.
I mean, I wasn't saying that as a jab, like, I like some of the music from Underground.
Now we got Tiny Huge World.
This is just known as Big Island, but it's quite clear that this is like a precursor to the 64 level, isn't it?
Yeah, Big Island if true and all that.
Christ. Oh god, the huge true thing. I played Mixtape the other day, and like, yes, it is as millennial right encoded as it is, and there's this one point where this guy who's meant to be like a metalhead in the 90s just turns to another character and just goes, huge if true. Like, guys, come on.
I don't even know what to say to that, so let's just thank Jesus, Mario, God, whoever reigns on high in this world. Some of these enemies are regular size.
I don't know if there's religion in the Mario universe, but I do know that the line what the kings say when you save them, where they say, thank heavens, in the GBA version, that was censored to say, oh, splendid. So they wanted to take the religious reference out of it, which is kind of odd that it's that way around, because for the most part, like, Nintendo's aversion to religious references in, like, English-speaking countries was more prominent in the NES era. And, like, it felt for the most part they'd sort of lightened up on that by the 2000s. But, like, I guess that was one thing where they just thought, better safe than sorry. Yeah,
didn't Link have the Christian cross on his shield at one point?
That, I think in the NES game, that was kind of changed. That, like, it was like that in the Japanese one, but not the English ones. But I don't know whether that came back or not.
Fair enough. This is Zelda playthrough, we don't have to fact check.
more to the point, I know fuck all about Zelda, so...
Bada bing.
Yeah, we're getting through. It's like a lot of the levels in 3 are very short, but I think they're kind of short in the sense of, like, you still get that satisfaction from, like, I've done a thing and the level's over.
Yeah.
So it works here. You can probably kind of guess what game I'm leading into with that discussion.
No, we've already put it down once. We can't do it twice. That's punching down.
Punching down at Sonic, the poor oppressed Sonic. Okay, I will say I still kind of like Forces, but I also get why people don't.
I'm so sorry, Boom Boom. He'll get a girlfriend one day, but in the meantime, he's our bitch.
That has implications, but yeah, Pom Pom, I think... Was it 3D Land she came about?
I want to say yes, but I will double check that, because it's a Mario playthrough, you know? Yep, debuted in Super Mario 3D Land. We have a playthrough of that on the channel. I believe it was the only one I did with Vitamin Data, and that playthrough is dry as fuck, boy!
Hey, look, that helped cure my insomnia, no problem.
God bless you, Flame. At least I'm helping someone out there. You're not meant to be underwater. Okay, technically he was above water at that point, but the point still stands.
Yeah, he ends up underwater when we kill him. That's kind of fucked up, Mario, not gonna lie.
A little bit. Big if true.
Shut the fuck up. You are the target audience for the millennial writing.
No, I am not. Look, if I made my millennial version of mixtape, it would have fucking Power Rangers music on it.
You sounded so fucking offended then, Jesus.
I was growing up listening to Eiffel 65, bit of the Spice Girls. You know, NSYNC was in there at some point.
You have the kind of music taste that I probably would have bullied you for back when I was a teenager, not gonna lie.
I would have sat on you and broken you to pieces. Fucking try it, mate.
Look, alright, the reason why I can cut a bit of slack to, like, the, like, trash pop of, like, the 90s and early 2000s and whatnot is because the modern day equivalent is so fucking bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, and I don't know why I agree to that, because this point is meant to emphasize how little I know about music. In terms of pop culture, I would say music is the one area I know the least about. I used to listen to, like, the top 20, top 40 on a weekend or whatever. Couldn't tell you who's in the top 10 right now.
For me, and, like, this is probably going to sound like one of the most boomer takes I've ever dropped on this channel, but, like, the reason why I've become so disenfranchised with a lot of pop music now is so much pop music, it strives for perfect production to a point where it's removed all the personality and the individual artistry. And basically, that's a combination of, like, the instrumental production and, like, the hyper-processed vocals. It's like, a lot of the time when you're listening to a lot of modern pop artists, it's like the actual performer is interchangeable. And the reason why this has kind of caught my eye so much in recent years is, like, the discourse around AI music. The reason why this is so contentious in the music industry right now is because, like, when it comes to, like, soon AI and that, like, I love the tool to pieces, but, like, when you're trying to do more, like, artistic genres of music, when you're trying to create, like, rock and roll, blues, a lot of, like, country stuff from, like, earlier eras of pop music, there's a lot of tells. Like, you can tell that something's a bit off.
Yeah.
But it creates modern pop music flawlessly. Like, there is functionally no noticeable difference between, like, a highly produced pop record and an AI record. And that's why the music industry is so scared now, because, like, they've created this formula of music, like the same hooks, the same production, the same, like, songwriting styles. That's backfired on them now, because, like, a machine can recreate this. So, like, you know, it's like you kind of done yourself in here.
Koji Kondo did the music to this game just to tie that all up in a Mario bow. Oh! It's fucking Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, which Donkey Kong Jr. was kind of like the lost family member for a long time, wasn't he?
Interesting. The lore implications are luscious and vast.
Do you want to try and pick apart the lore of, like, the DK series at this point? Because, a lot of it doesn't add up.
Not really, no. By the way, just to correct you from earlier, the Koopalings, they are very different in world in terms of, like, their attack patterns. There are differences here. Larry Cooper, he just has basic re-attacks. Morton Cooper Jr., heavyweight boss who shakes the ground to stun Mario. Wendy had bouncing red and white rings, and the boss we'll be facing here has a highly uneven, challenging floor.
Counterpoint, you jump on them 3 times and they die.
I mean, that's just a Mario boss in general, really.
It really is. Like, I remember when Super Mario Bros. Wonder first came out, and like the criticism I heard a lot from people who were like, I really like the game, but the bosses are kind of mid.
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember seeing the bosses, and I'm thinking like, this is actually kind of exciting compared to a lot of Mario bosses.
Yeah, Mario Wonder's bosses were okay. Like, the final boss was decent. I hear the ones for the DLC, you know, Maribel Park, are pretty good, because I think the Koopalings actually come back in there.
Yeah, like, I didn't get around to beating Wonder, but I remember quite liking what I did play of it. And, like, I do think it's interesting that he's getting, like, the enhancement for the Switch 2. Because, like, from what I've seen of the Switch 2 versions, they seem to be quite hit and miss. You get ones that are, like, huge upgrades and, like, in pretty much every way. But then you get the fucking Xenoblade X one, which has just a really sloppy upscaling filter pasted over it.
Yeah.
That it kind of looks worse visually than the base version. Like, come on, guys.
And then they put out, like, an upgrade for Switch 1, which apparently looks better. I don't know. This is Iggy, by the way.
Named after Iggy Pop. He's one of the ones that I immediately recognised. Like, him, Roy, and Lemmy are the ones, like, they're musicians that I listen to.
Meanwhile, my favourite is probably Ludwig.
Which, like, that's just a memorable name in itself, really, isn't it?
Oh, there we go. I can't tell if he's got a really big mouth or he has a mustache.
Like, it's kind of hard to tell whether that's a nose or a double chin.
Alright, folks, that is 4 worlds of Super Mario Bros. 3 down. And don't forget, folks, the jewel can protect you. That's a Princess Toadstool promise. But given that we won't be using items, that's that. See you next time for more Mario 3.